Hello, YouTubers. Well, it's been a long time since the last I made a video. Haven't been doing much lately, between COVID, my work, where I worked for 22 years, decided to close down. My boss and his wife retired, so I've haven't been doing much the past few months. But I wanted to get. I actually had to redo my channel because it took my channel away, so I had to re-register it. Anyway, I wanted to do just a kind of a quick review on something. For anybody who's thinking of getting gutter guards or putting the guards on your gutter, um, they can be very expensive. I tried to go the cheap route a while back, and I bought the. It's kind of like almost like a sponge, I guess, for lack of a better term. Um, it's a wedge, and it's made of like a sponge material, and you simply shove it into the gutter, and it's supposed to allow water flow through it and everything else, but nothing else. So the water is supposed to flow free. There is a space that it leaves uh, inside the gutter, so it allows water to flow. Well, it worked okay for a little bit, but due to changes in the weather and the climate, hot to cold, wet to dry, sunlight, everything else, um, they tend to dry up and they get very brittle. Basically, you can crush it in your hand and it turns to sand. And at that point, it doesn't allow water flowing through it very good. I wound up having, Niagara Falls coming off of my roof because the water would just build up so much it would just run off the roof. So they were garbage. Don't buy them. However, I went back to Home Depot, which is where I got those, and I found something else. Now, I looked into the gutter, the professional gutter guards and all that, but very expensive. Between the product itself and then the installation of it and everything else, it can run a decent amount of money, especially depending on the size home you have. So what I found was this. This simple little metal grid. Best thing ever. Extremely simple to install. You could do it yourself. Very easy. Very cheap. I think they're like a little less than $4 a strip. So, and they come in, I believe this is a 3 foot. I think they come in 3 foot strips. So it's just a matter of measuring your roof and figuring out how many feet you're going to need to buy these. And then, like I said, really couldn't get any simpler to put up. Basically, what happens is it goes in like this on the roof. This part here, the flat part, will go under the shingles, the end of the shingles. You just lift them up and shove this under the shingle, and that's that. And then this part here, where you can see it's curved, that simply goes on to the lip of the gutter, presses against it. That's it. Simple. It allows good water flow. As you can see right through it. It's wide enough to allow good water flow. Very little gets through this. The only thing that's, that you may get some getting through this are pine needles. And they have to land just perfectly to get through this. But other than that, your gutters are going to be clean. Every once in a while I've checked my gutters. And the only thing I got in them right now, because we have a new roof, is I get the grit, the sand or whatever you want to call it from the shingles. Because they're new, it's still running off. So I got those in the gutter a little bit, but that's not a big deal. And it's simple. To clean it, even to clean that out, all I do is I take my blower up there, I blow it out. I blow it to the spout and let it run down. That's it. No leaves have gotten in there. For that matter, no pine needles. You know, a couple have worked their way. Like I said, they might work their way in. They're going to have to land just perfectly, though. Otherwise, it's going to sit right on top. And that's the other thing. Every once in a while, what I do is I go up on my roof, I take my blower, and I blow them off. You know, if any leaves get stuck on the top of this, or you know, from being wet, they stick to it or whatever, or the pine needles or whatever. That's it. Nothing to it. I don't have to worry about digging the shit out of the gutters, you know, getting dirty, everything else. Very simple. You take a blow up there, blow it off, you're done. And again, very inexpensive. Compare prices. Go look online and look at the price they want for those so-called professional gutter guards. You know, between the product itself you got to buy and then the price of installation, it's ridiculous. These things are the best. I was hesitant, mainly because of how simple it looked. I'm thinking to myself, really, this, you know, I figure I give it a try. You know, I wasted my money on those styrofoam or sponge things. Again, don't waste your money on those. I thought maybe I was in risk of wasting my money again with these, but these have turned out to be a godsend. And again, real simple to put up. You know, get yourself a pair of wire snips. You know, because naturally, especially when you get to the end of the roof, you're probably going to have a little bit sticking off or something like that. And it's very simple. You snip it and that's it. Now, depending on the kind of gutters you have, our old gutters had the kind where they had the nail going into it. So if you have those kind of gutters, you might have to cut. You got to put it down and see where it's going to sit. And then you want to notch out where it's going to fit over that nail, the slot for that. But again, really simple. You know, pair of tin snips and that's it. Also, what I did is at the end of the gutter, you reach the end of the roof, the corner of the roof. Actually, the side is going to be open. So what I did was I made a couple of cuts in the product and just bent it over to cover up the side so stuff doesn't blow into the gutters through the side. But again, once you get going on it, you'll figure this stuff out for yourself. It's really, really simple to put up. You know, again, I used a ladder in some spots, you know, and then other spots I had to literally get up on the roof. But again, it's real easy. You lift the end of the shingle, the edge of the shingle, shove the flat part under there, and just make sure this lip, this groove here, let's see, you can see it right there, how that's grooved. Make sure that presses up against the lip of the gutter. That's it. Simple. Done and over with. And every once in a while, like I do, get up on your roof. Just make sure there's no leaves or anything sticking to this. Scrape them off, blow them off, you're done. You know, and like I said, the only thing is every once in a while you might get some pine needles that make them work their way in, but that's all you're going to have to deal with. And you take the blower and you blow them to the spout and let them drain down. Very simple. Anyway, that's Rich Reviews. Again, I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but just had a lot going on, and I'm glad to be back, and I'll be doing future videos. And go out to Home Depot, and if you're thinking of getting gutter guards, look into these. You won't regret it. Trust me. Okay, catch you later. Have a good day, everybody, and glad to be back.